Fala, turma! Aqui eu sou Marcos Abreu. Sejam muito bem-vindos aqui à nossa live com David Moskowitz. Yes, David! Come on here, man!
How are you? Welcome to America.
Yes, e o meu grande amigo Maurício, que vai ser o intérprete aqui com grandes perguntas. Não é, Maurício?
Vamos tentar.
É isso aí, galera. David, fala um pouquinho de você para o nosso público aqui do Brasil conhecer quem é David Moskowitz, amigo de infância aí do Chris Rock, que teve um personagem, um grande personagem, um sucesso mundial. Vamos lá. Maurício?
So, David, start by introducing yourself, talking a little about yourself and what you have been doing. We know you are a good friend of Chris Rock's friend, so we want to know something about you.
You got it. My name is David Moskowitz, live in Los Angeles, from Brooklyn, New York. And it was in the late 70s that Chris and I'll get into my background in just a second.
Yeah.
Chris and I went to junior high school together back in we're talking 1978, 70, and we're 10 years old. Marine Park Junior High School, that's the name of the junior high in Brooklyn, New York. And he was busing from Bed-Stuy at the time. That's where he lived, his family lived. He's from North Carolina, but he lived, his big family, in Bed-Stuy. So he would get bussed in. At the time, that's what they did in New York. You know, you bust in, you want to integrate different ethnicities to, you know, just kind of like now, you want to just have anybody have an experience of different ethnicities in their school. So Chris was bussed in, and we just became fast friends. I don't know how. Keep in mind, it's been a long time ago, but because he was so outgoing and personable and funny, and he just had that knack. I think you're either born with it. I think you're born with it to be a great comedian, in my opinion. And we just clicked. So as far as me, like last year, there's a strike. There's a writer strike here now, and there's an actor strike here, SAG, Screen Actors Guild, and the Writers Guild, WGA, with the producers in the studio. So the work has slowed down. But last year, the reason why I bring that up is, if there's anything you want me to explain, let me know, that for clarification purposes. So last year, I did 47 acting gigs. It was real. Like, I've been in LA now almost 12 years. So it's the momentum has really gotten quicker. And for me, acting wise, I was in Guardians of the Galaxy holiday special. Youngest son, who's 20, on a short film he did. I had a bit part as a rich customer. I was in a ballet, Don Quixote ballet. Recently, just in the past 3 weeks, I just did 3 music videos, a commercial, a YouTube influencer who has 31 million subscribers. His name is Zhong, Zhong. And I'm working on a short film right now. I'm playing ironically, full circle, right? I'm playing a legendary comedian named Lenny Shackman. I was going to show you a photo, just something that we did in Palm Springs here. Joshua, can you see that? That's
all right, man.
Okay. Esse é um trabalho atual que ele está fazendo e tal, muito legal.
Yeah, so one of my characters. Oh, and and this guy is an influencer on. His name is Zong. Just another photo to share with you guys. Everybody.
Yes.
Oh, that's
beautiful.
Great.
But just kind of show you one more. I want to go get your questions about stuff I've been doing, but I wanted to show you another shot of the legendary comedian Lenny Shackman. He shot this at Tupac Shakur's. That's Hollywood Boulevard.
Great.
That looks great.
But that's me. So full circle. I'm trying to compete with my best friend in junior high school, Chris Rock, to best him being a comedian.
Yeah, that's great. Let me try to give a summary.
Hope that helps you a little background.
Ok, thanks. Bom, ele e o Chris conheceram muito tempo atrás ali, né, no Bronx, fizeram junior high school. Junior high school is up to which age, David?
When you say junior high school is, you mean what part of it is in someone's schooling? Yeah, so it's before high school here in the States. I don't know what it's like in Brazil.
Oh, okay. About I don't know, 17 years old, like,
Okay,
or
well,
younger.
and I'm just changing out some lights because one of the lights went out. I have these ring lights. So I guess I got charged for a second. But anyway, so high school is here in the States, like grade 9 through 12. So junior high in Brooklyn at the time was grades 7 and 8. Elementary school is grade 6. I'm sorry,
Ok.
Yes,
Eles se conheceram na época ali, mais ou menos, do final do fundamental, nosso ensino médio aqui, né? Teve toda uma
adolescentes, né,
questão...
Maurício?
Oi?
Adolescentes, né?
Aquela
Adolescentes.
fase da formação de amizades.
Ele quer saber
né?
o que estamos dizendo.
Yeah, I'm trying to give the audience a summary. E a família do Chris era muito grande, eles se conheceram ali veio da Carolina do Norte, né? Tinha toda a questão de integração de etnias diferentes, culturas diferentes, né? E isso foi uma coisa muito interessante ali no Bronx, ali na costa leste, vamos dizer, né? E depois o David começou a seguir na carreira principalmente de atuação, de falar. Ele participa hoje do Writers Guild, right, David? You're on the Writers Guild or the Actors Guild?
I'm what's called SAG eligible. So SAG meaning like I'm eligible to become SAG. Right now I'm non-union, but there's a Writers and Screen Actors Guild strike.
Okay.
Então ele prepara atores, é isso, Maurício?
Are you like on training actors? Marcus asked.
Wait, do I train? Like, do I like teach actors? Yeah, I do. I do on the side. Yeah. So one of the things I do on the side, like a lot of my friends are, they message me on Facebook, Instagram and Facebook, and they're really worried about me, and I appreciate that. They go, "How you making ends meet because of the strike? Slow down on how you making ends meet. The strike's been going on for a couple months now."
Mm-hmm.
So I teach. I've been teaching while I was doing acting part-time before I was doing it full-time. I teach public speaking and accent reduction. So somebody who's Russian or Indian or Asian, I will show them, because I was in radio for 15 years. 15 years. Producer as an anchor, a reporter in radio for 15 years, different radio stations here in the States. Right. So I teach public speaking, accent reduction, showing somebody how to speak Americana style with their lip shape.
Prepara pessoas para dialogar. Teacher.
Like if you wanted to speak more American the way I'm speaking now, but like it would take me forever to learn how to speak. And I'd love to learn how to speak Portuguese. Oh, I did have a part where I had to speak Portuguese.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. I played a cigar chomping 1950s Cuban music producer, and I had to learn Portuguese. A guy here, I go, show me how to pronounce words in Portuguese.
We have some kind of on the speaking that's very hard to reproduce. So let me give the audience.
I want to learn. I want to be fluent in how you speak.
Oh, we can talk about it for hours after that.
Isso aí.
Então,
Maurício, a gente vai ter a chance depois de colocar uma legenda aqui para o público ter mais acesso. Então, vamos dar mais diálogo com ele mesmo. Depois a gente põe legenda, é coisa tranquila. Maurício, fala com ele que desde a primeira vez que eu conversei.
Interessante que ficou aqui. O David, então, trabalhou em 47 produções nos últimos tempos, participou de Guardiões da Galáxia, está fazendo esse trabalho com The Legendary Comedian, né, o comediante lendário, e com a questão da greve, né, dos atores roteiristas e tal, teve uma questão ali de uma perda de rendimentos e tal, mas aí está tendo ensinando pessoas da Rússia, do Japão, do Oriente Médio a falar o inglês americano com mais fluência. Então é isso que ele faz, é uma pessoa extremamente comunicativa e está fazendo esse tipo de trabalho atualmente.
Exato, eu gostaria que você dissesse isso para mim, fazendo um favor, que desde a primeira vez que eu conversei com ele, eu percebi uma pessoa que é altamente agradável, altamente expansiva, né? E como é que é para ele saber que o mundo todo ama ele através de um personagem, né? Porque o personagem dele representa a amizade, algo que é valorizado em todo o planeta, né?
Yeah, David, Marcos asked me to tell you, since the first time you exchanged messages, and we saw your Instagram account, and you seem like a very positive and funny person. Like you inspire this good vibes, and it makes a lot of sense that you work with communication. So,
Yes.
yeah, and he asked, how is it to you, to be known for a character, not Greg, that's based on you. We know that screenplays change some details, and we would like to know what's you there, what's not you. But how is it to you to be known for a character that represents friendship on such an important level?
It is amazing. It really is, because you got to understand when you get. I was just talking about this with a friend last night. I go, man, it is so nice to be liked and literally loved. And there's an actress named Sally Field, a very famous actress. And when she won the Academy Award, I think in the 70s, one of the things she said, a famous line that Sally Field, the famous actress, says is, "They love me. They really love me." So to me, as you get older, you get cynical, and you go, man, I don't know, people like me, and I want them to love me the way, I want to be loved, and anybody, right?
Yeah.
You go, hey, I want people to like me instead of, somebody who's a criminal, and it's, incarcerated or something.
Yeah.
And there's so much, you hear about every day something bad happens. This internationally, believe me, I follow things internationally, this one, that one. The president's not liked, right? They, John F. Kennedy said, if only 50% of the people like me, I'm happy. I think Ronald Reagan or JFK. So It is a wonderful feeling when Chris mentions my name twice at the Oscars, when he hosted 2 times as part of an Oscar gag. He mentioned my name recently. I'm getting to your question. He mentioned my name recently at the Mark Twain Awards in Washington, the Kennedy Center, honoring Adam Sandler for the Mark Twain Awards. And out of the blue, here's Chris doing his monologue to honoring Adam Sandler, the famous actor Adam Sandler, very successful actor, right? And here's Chris mentioning my name out of the blue, mentioning like I was the only kid in 9 years of his public instruction, 9 years, that invited him to my apartment for a play date. We just, played Atari and played Rock'em Sock'em Robots. My mom is like to me, Mother Mary, like the saint, my late mother. She probably made grilled cheese sandwiches or peanut butter and jelly sandwiches with, fruit punch or something like that. So to have Chris based a character on me, that best friend, and Everybody Hates Chris, the CW show.
Yes.
And he finally admitted it, because when we connected 20 years later, the second time I saw him backstage before his show in Phoenix, I live in LA now. I said, Chris, I got to ask you, did you base that character on me? And he goes like this. This is Chris. Well, maybe a little bit, this is him, a little bit, somewhat. I'm going, come on. I'm thinking, come on, just tell me. And he finally admitted it and I think I sent you guys the link. You could share it with your wonderful, viewers. On Bill Maher's show. Bill Maher's a comedian here. He's a very politically oriented comedian, Bill Maher. And he has a show on HBO called Real Time with Bill Maher, right? And he finally admitted it. Did you guys see the link? Chris finally said, oh, yeah, I basically, went to school with David Moskowitz. But what was interesting is I didn't know. People go, how could you not know you went to junior high with Chris Rock? Number one, he went by Christopher Rock, right?
Yeah.
At the time. And sorry if I'm going on tangents. And number two, I remember I'm going to my effing 40th high school reunion in October in Tucson, Arizona. So I know some of the people I went to high school with, college with, my college professors. I went to USC Film School, Lima Community College, Tucson. So I know that, but when it comes to junior high, how many people know their junior high friends? So when Chris mentioned my name on Larry King, and God rest his soul, the great Larry King, one of my idols. I was in radio for many years, so Larry King was one of my idols. He mentioned my name on Larry King's show. I'm in radio at Phoenix. Like, this is like 20 years later, and he mentions, oh, me and this guy Moskowitz got beat up after school, got noogies. Hey, Moskowitz, here's a noogie. I'm like, wait a minute. That looked like that little skinny, scrawny, and I don't mean this, I mean this in a loving way, not in a bad way. This little skinny, scrawny kid who would always talk all the time, almost like he's trying out his jokes or trying out responses to people, right? Like I said, I think you're born with the funny bones, right? I really believe that. Now that I'm analyzing comedians for my role as a legendary. So, I'm just sorry for this long-winded answer, but I'm just saying how. Okay, so when he mentions my name, my phone blows up. Like your phone would blow up too, and and on Instagram, like, oh my God, I heard your name. He mentioned your name again. So now it's like a regular occurrence, and I love it, right? Yeah. And so my whole point is, they go, I get a real, and people who don't know me, they go, man, it's sure wonderful. You were the only one who was nice to him. Like, I didn't know who's going to turn into Christopher Rock, so I'm nice to everybody. I was at last. Metallica. I'm going to the Metallica concert tonight. I went to it 2 nights ago. It's Friday and Sunday, right? So like I was telling my buddy who I went with, I go, I'm nice to the cashier, to the concessionaires. On film sets, I'm nice to people. I told my cousin, I go, I'm nice to people who cleaning up a table who wound up to be the mom of one of the producers.
Of course.
Like I'm saying, oh yeah, I'll say, oh, I hope. Like I was just saying, oh, I hope I'm not making too much of a mess. She goes, no, you're fine. And we get to talk. I mean, this cleaning lady at this on the movie set, right?
Yeah.
And she goes, oh yeah, my she goes, I flew in from Portland, Oregon, right? Mm-hmm. My son's producing. My daughter's working on this too. I'm like, oh, how cool! Like, so you never know. I'm not saying be nice to her. Yes, be nice because you're a nice person. So it is amazing. People go, the love I get, like, oh my God, like I'm a saint, Mm-hmm. I joke to be. Here's the joke. I'm sorry, I'm gonna wrap this up. Wrap my answer up. That is the joke is, I deserve a Pulitzer Prize for being the only one who invited Chris Rock to his home after 9 years of public instruction. Can you effing believe?
But that's the thing, right? You didn't do it back then because you knew you would get something out of it. You did it because you were a nice person already, and you continue to be a nice person. So that's it, man. Good things come true.
Yes. Can I just say, yes, good point, Mauricio. And can I add to that, Mauricio? And yep. I think about it all the time now, based on my relationship with Chris, our bond, which is still there. It's unbelievable. Great. And I'm not saying it's weird, but it's like, and I'm not saying it's uncomfortable. It's a weird bond where I look at him in the eye. I'm like, oh my God, I'm like connected to this guy. Like we think the same. We're totally different people. Is this my parents? This is what I tell other people. I go, and I'm sure other people will agree with me because when I tell other people the story, they know it. They agree with me with this. My parents brought me up.
Yeah,
a middle class. They brought me up where color wasn't an issue. My dad taught at an all-black school near the old Ebbets Field where the Dodgers played in Brooklyn, New York, before the Dodgers moved to Los Angeles. Ebbets Field, right?
Yeah,
all-black school. I believe it is Ebbets Field. Anyway, so they brought me up to where it's just be nice to everybody. And can I say the a-hole word? Sometimes in radio, you're not allowed to say the a-hole word fully. Can I say, just let's say a-hole. I'm allowed to say a-hole, right? Can I say that?
Yeah.
Okay, so the way I look at life is, and movie sets too. This includes, I talk about this with 2 fellow actors. They go, I don't care who you are, Puerto Rican, Black, Mexican, Latinx from Guatemala, South Africa, white here in the States, you're effing Colorado, wherever, Michigan, New York. Are you an a-hole or not? Are you an a-hole? So I talk to the caterers. I get friendly with the shuttle bus people. I'm just that kind of guy. I talk to everybody. Like, hey, how you doing? Hey, how's it going on the set? What time do you think we're going to get out of here tonight? I know it's a 12-hour show. It's something you're not supposed to ask because it's a 12-hour show. I'm like, what time do you think we're gonna wrap tonight on the set? What do you see? What are you hearing? How's it going? Is it going? Whatever. So so I talked to. Are you an a-hole or not? I don't care what ethnicity, male or female. You could be E.T., an alien from Mars. Are you a nice person or not? Or alien?
Okay. Yeah, that's great, man. That's great way of living your life, and you transpire that. It's very clear.
E aí, Maurício?
Talking about to the audience. Ele falou bastante sobre uma coisa interessante, né? Perguntei sobre a questão da amizade, como que foi ali e tal. Ele falou muito da filosofia de vida dele, né? De como ele talvez era uma das poucas crianças brancas num colégio só de negros, né? Naquela época, e que a família dele, a mãe dele, o pai dele ensinaram a ser legal com todo mundo, não importa de onde vem a classe, se é um ET, como ele falou agora mais pro fim, né? E que ele estava num show do Metallica. Was it Metallica, the gig you
I'm Metallica. Metallica.
Yeah.
Wow. Yes, man.
That's great.
Yeah, heavy metal.
The lights.
5-finger death punch tonight and Ice 9 kill.
That's great. Vaca Brava rock, man.
Yes.
Legal, velho, legal. E ele tava falando de como que é, tipo, ser legal com todo mundo, com as pessoas que estão atendendo, né? Que os filhos dele estão trabalhando também em posições ainda intermediárias e que ele espera que as pessoas sejam legais com os filhos dele, que a educação que ele teve foi essa. E eu falei, né, tipo, ser legal, ser uma pessoa boa te trouxe uma amizade que lá atrás você não sabia que ia ser o Chris Rock, que ia ser um cara super famoso. Você só foi legal porque você era, né? E isso te rendeu felicidade, vida, reconhecimento.
Sim.
E é uma coisa muito bacana, a gente não tem às vezes essa noção, né? E é muito legal mesmo.
Maurício, fala com ele que essa nossa live, ela vai gerar alguns textos depois que vai ser visto como uma espécie de coluna de jornal. A gente faz aqueles posts, né, e tudo. E que a nossa visão é que o público brasileiro se conecte cada vez mais com ele, né? Tudo mais. Então a próxima pergunta é mais ou menos assim, quais foram as histórias que marcaram a cabeça dele, que ele tem até hoje na memória, vamos dizer assim, de momentos engraçados na escola, e que nem na série é retratada, vamos dizer assim. Eu falo, poxa, isso aqui parece que faltou na série.
Okay. So that Marcos is asking, first, he's telling me that we may use some of your great insights here to, create some content, like some kind of a journal, because you are very big here. The series is, maybe it's big on the world, but in Brazil, we love Everybody Hates Chris.
Yes.
And for a long time, I actually thought your name was Greg Moskowitz. I didn't know you were called David Moskowitz.
That is the first. Let me just say, that means so much to me.
Yeah.
I can't wait to visit Brazil, to walk around. I want to see, like, do people recognize me, the real Greg? And Greg Moskowitz. That's really interesting. I never heard that before.
Really, man? I actually thought your name was Greg Moskowitz. I was, like...
Yes.
Great. I was proofreading at the end of my major colleagues' work that was on, Everybody Hates Chris, because it's so big here in Brazil. And he had a chapter on you, on Greg,
Wow.
I tried to find her. I tried to reach her for this live, but I couldn't find her contact anymore.
Oh, yeah. And did you find me through, by the way, and you're listening, and your viewers too. If you want to find me, I'm on Instagram. I'm really approachable. Like, you can message me. I message everybody. Like,
we posted your contact, and we work on it because you are so funny, man.
Yes.
But Marcos asked, is there something that happened during school time that was, really funny and that's not on the series, that you never talked about, like some kind of, crazy stuff?
Number one, thank you, Mauricio and Marcos, for answering the question. Number two, what a question. Wow. Here's why. Something that's not on the series is this. And I want to rub it in a nice way with Chris. I want to rub it in his face again in a loving way because I love Chris. He knows that. He said he told somebody else. He goes, I love that guy backstage one time, and so that person came up to me, a famous actress. Here's what it is. We played basketball together after school. Mm-hmm. Keep in mind, a white Jewish kid, and that's something I would tell him, should not beat a black guy in basketball. So, and I beat him like, a one-on-one, shooting the hoops on the schoolyard at Marine Park Junior High in Brooklyn, New York. So anybody that's listening, that's in New York, knows about New York, Marine Park Junior High. It was on those courts. So we shot, after school, just me and him, and we just said, hey, let's do a 3-on-3, a one-on-one, and I think up to 3 points or something like that. I can't remember so long ago, but I knew I beat him. I'm like, holy S, right? I can't say the word.
You're pretty fly for a white guy, man.
Yeah, what fly for a white guy? And by the way, last year, as a side note, last year I played. I'm just thinking if I'm not. I'll just say I can't say the show because of the strike. I'm not allowed to say. Okay. I had to inquire with Screen Actors Guild. Can I promote the show on social media? I'll just say the irony is I played a New Jersey Nets trainer in a TV show. I can't say the TV show. I'll get in trouble. Because of Screen Actors. I'm not allowed to talk about this because it's a struck company. But so ironically, here I am last year on the court, sitting bench side, playing a trainer for an NBA team. I'm like, holy shit. Which reminded me of playing on the court with Chris, because this TV show. So in the break, I'm like, okay, let me do some shot. There's the fake basketball. I say fake. The actors that were basketball players, and there's some famous actors on this TV show. And here I am doing it. Just reminded me. And I'm like, man, back then, me and Chris played. So that's the story that wasn't in the show. Yes, he did come to my place.
Yeah.
And keep in mind, like if your dad, it was a dumb thing for, looking back. Not dumb, I invited it. That's not dumb. That's the best thing I ever did in my life, right? I'll say, Chris, that's the best thing. Like, I've done a lot of good things in my life, a lot of fun and, funny things. I was in Guardians of the Galaxy playing Santa Claus, working with James Gunn,
Amazing, man.
Like interacting with two Marvel characters, like they're looking in my eyes. It's not on a IMAX movie screen. I'm looking at these characters, Dave Bautista. But what am I getting at? My whole point is my dad was pissed off because he just got home from a long day of work, and now he has to drive this kid who he doesn't know to Bed-Stuy. Anyway, the whole story was I beat him in basketball. That's
man.
And my dad never met his. Okay, and I hope people ask me all the time, is it really true that happened? I keep telling, and I get people from Brazil, a lot of people from Brazil message me, and I go, this creative license when you in anything in when you in any like recreation of Lincoln, President Lincoln. I'm just trying to think of some film. There's a movie called The Blind Side. They took a lot of creative license on that. There's a controversy with it. I bring that up because it's in the news. The movie Blind Side about a white family that took in this 18-year-old football player. So this creative, I'm not saying a lie, creative license tweaks to make it more dramatic. So things are true about me, like there's that connection. And I did. I probably said, oh, Chris, because my dad was strict. Chris, you probably shouldn't do. Like in real life, like you probably don't want to do that. You don't want to say that. Like the way I was brought up. So like I'm the arbiter, but nowadays, like not anything goes. Anything goes that's not, but doing anything illegal. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's the way I view life. Anyway, go ahead.
Oh, that's great. But I must be ignorant on this. But is Chris famous for being a good basketball player, or you just beat him because you always use it to beat him?
No. I'm saying you asked me like, what's a story that was not in the TV show?
Yeah.
Stories where I beat Chris on the a white Jewish guy. I'm saying holding not head out here, but a white Jewish kid should not be. And that's the actor. That's the actor plays great. Should not be. I'm
best friends.
I'm trying to pull up a photo of me when I was young. Should not be a black guy because, and this is not racist because being in that show, I can't say the show again because of the strike.
Okay.
Being in this predominantly basketball show.
Yeah.
Right? I know. And anybody who loves basketball like I do, and you know, Phoenix Suns are my team, it's a fact, and it's not a racist thing that, you know, black folk are really good at basketball. Okay.
Yeah.
You know, a few white, you know, Larry Bird, you know, he's one of the few whites that are really good. There's some
John Stockton, maybe.
What I'm saying, and Chris gets, this is not a racist thing. So a white guy, and you know, this is like anybody would agree with me. And again, my friends know I'm not racist.
Yeah, here in Brazil we have the same thing with soccer. Like, you know,
dude, I'm a Jewish, like, okay, but I wanted to be a baseball player. You know, the Mets, the Yankees, but let's say football. Okay, like a white Jewish kid. Well, I'm not big. I'm 5'5", so I wouldn't be a football player or a basketball. But baseball, I didn't make it in baseball because of my height. In high school, I got cut, which was a blow to my ego. Okay, because I played ball, and I really wanted to play for the Yankees or the Mets.
Okay,
you get the idea. You know what I'm saying? A white Jewish. So I want to own down the road. You know, get my revenges. I want to own a team. If I can't play for the Mets or the Yankees, so let me be a part owner or a soccer team, you know, or soccer, right? Right, like soccer, right? I mean, it's, you know, right? You're gonna have it's predominant like Brazilian is, you know what I mean? White Jewish kid from New York. It's going to be somebody from Brazil, from Mexico. I'm not saying Americans aren't good. The American women are really good, right? The American women soccer players.
It's soccer, yeah. But here we're not very good at basketball, or we don't even know how to play baseball. So yeah, that's
right. Well, I'm just saying that's a fact, right? So like, so I'm sorry for the long-winded answer. I apologize to your viewers.
Yeah, okay. Let me share this with the audience.
Go ahead, Maurício.
Deu para entender um pouquinho o que ele falou, essa coisa de ser um garoto branco ali, né? Quer dizer, é difícil para ele, né, Maurício?
Não, ele estava comentando que uma história que não tá ali, ele não pode falar sobre a questão porque está tendo a greve dos roteiristas e tal, ele faz parte do sindicato e tal, mas que ele falou isso num show, da vez que ele bateu, né, ele ganhou do Chris Rock no basquete, né? Ele estava comentando um menino branco judeu batendo no Chris Rock, né? Então,
ele fala com ele aí daquele filme Homens Brancos Não Sabem Enterrar. Eu não sei se é esse título que tem lá nos Estados Unidos.
Marcos is talking about a movie. We don't know if the titles are the same. In Brazil, it's called White Men Don't Know How to...
Oh, yeah. White Man Can't Jump.
This one.
O homem branco descendo o cara negro. Isso é palavra pesada, velho.
Por isso que eu falei da Pretty Fly for a White Guy, né? Que é uma música do Offspring sobre isso.
Can I just say something about White Man Can't Jump, Woody Harrelson? So, this is, okay. Years ago, lived in Vegas, was an extra in what they call a background person at a casino. There's Woody Harrelson trying to do a handstand. And my joke was at the time is, white man can't do handstands. And, you know, because he was in the movie White Man Can't. You know what I mean?
Handstands.
It's true.
Isso lembra filme, Maurício, chamado também, como é que é? Faça a Coisa Certa. Né? Ficava sempre aquela disputa racial o tempo todo, branco e negro.
I'm a white guy who loves rap, you know, Tupac Shakur, you know, what they call old school rap now. Tupac and Biggie Smalls and Eminem and Snoop Dogg. So, and that's why I'm dressed with the Tupac shirt as a legendary comedian. But anyway, pretty fly for a white guy, right?
Yeah, Tupac's king, man. He's amazing. That's great, man. So, e aí, Max, pode ver mais alguma? Ele tá falando que ele tá falando adora rap, Tupac Shakur, Eminem e a galera. Are you into the Wu-Tang Clan?
And Wu-Tang, I did see Wu-Tang Clan in concert, by the way. Yes, I love Wu-Tang.
Oh, they're great, right? I love RZA.
Yeah, we're excellent. I love it. Fantastic show. I think and I opened up for Snoop Dogg, by the way.
Snoop Dogg as well?
I think it was a separate show. I think it was the same show as Snoop Dogg.
Oh, great. Eu tava perguntando do Wu-Tang Clan e ele falou que foi no Snoop Dogg também.
Legal. Por isso, fala com ele, que nós somos uma das maiores capitais do Brasil, né? A capital agro do Brasil, agroexportadora de alimento aí praticamente para o mundo todo, né? E seria uma honra para a gente um dia ter ele vir aqui para fazer um show para a gente. Atualmente a gente trabalha numa casa que cabe mais ou menos umas 600 pessoas. E seria um show onde contaria ali os casos de infância, contaria as versões dele que são tão divertidas, né? E se ele topa isso, cara, a gente pode fazer aí até mais ou menos umas 12 cidades contínuas. A gente consegue elaborar um bom trabalho com isso, hein?
I found a photo of me. There's me with the two bucks.
Oh, that's about what? Sorry.
Me playing the comedian, the legendary comedian with the Tupac shirt. See that?
Oh, yeah. That's great, man.
Oh, yeah, if you can see that. Yeah. Anyway.
Okay. So Marcos asked here. We are in Goiânia. Probably you don't know much about Goiânia because it's like the Brazilian Iowa, like that.
Okay.
It's the biggest city in the center of Brazil. It's very near to the federal capital.
Okay.
Yeah, Brazil DC, Brasilia. And here is the, I don't know how to say it. Maybe.
Terra do agro, né?
Agro plantation.
Agribusiness. Farmland, agricultural.
Yeah, farmland. Yeah. Goiás, the state, is the main producer of many like soy and like tomatoes and something like that, potatoes, and you name it. So Marcos is asking if you would be willing, like to come to Brazil sometime. We have he represents a house, with 600 places. I don't know, maybe to present yourself as David Moskowitz, Greg Moskowitz, like to make a stand-up show and maybe try to, I don't know if you work like that, but bring your product here, show yourself, and do like
grande telão, grande palco, seria super.
Yeah, it's a big stage. We have lights and all this stuff, and I don't know, make a Brazilian leg here. I don't know, make like stand-up shoulder, whatever you'd be willing to.
I will take you up on it. I'll show you how. No, number one, this is okay. Yes, my answer is yes. I will visit you guys. I'll put it out. I will do a performance. I will do a comedy. I will play rock and roll. And by the way, this is me at the Metallica show on Friday night.
Yes, man. Wow.
Here's my Kiss shirt. Radio.
Great.
And the stage is behind there. Stage behind. But I want to show you something. What I want to do when I'm in Brazil performing for you guys. This is me in my costume I made. Let me turn my light on.
Não, porque ele fez.
Like that is me, Radio Brava. Like that, and there's me without my mask. Okay, so I'm gonna do some rock and roll for you.
Man, Marcos is gushing all over your pictures.
Oh,
I love me.
So, maybe do you play rock?
I'm a big fan.
I will pick up your invitation and meet your viewers. Okay.
Yes, man.
And sign autographs, whatever you want me to do.
Okay. That's great. Let's write the contract and you sign it in a few hours.
Can you high five me from Brazil?
Yes.
Or you go like that, or like.
Come on, man. Come on.
So, what kind of rock do you play, man?
So it's more classic rock. It's more classically like classic rock, but more 2023, 2024 version of classic rock. I'll email you some links to me doing my rock and roll.
Yes.
All right, so you can share it with your viewers, and I appreciate you sharing my Instagram link with your viewers.
Oh yeah,
thank you.
It's amazing. We can hire you a band. Whatever you want, man. Whatever you want.
Oh, no, it'll be me. I could do it. I'm trying to put together a band. We're all in costumes doing it. But it's rock. It's full on rock.
Amazing. Marcos is loving it because the house is all about rock and roll.
I can't wait. Can I stay at Marcus's apartment, by the way? Am I going to stay in your apartment?
Oh, of course. I'm moving to a bigger place now, so you can stay on my place.
Is it a house or an apartment, Marcos? I want to stay in your place, and we'll jam together. Do you guys play? I'm sorry, I'm going to. Forgive me for interviewing you, but do you guys play you play guitar? Maybe we could do a jam session together. Do you play?
Ele está perguntando se a gente toca. Marcus is a great vocalist, man, and I think he plays guitar and stuff.
Guitar man.
Yes. We'll do a little jam too.
A gente pode fazer algo musical também.
Você toca guitarra? O que você toca,
Toco guitarra, toco violão, né? A gente pode levar um Green Day, né? Um Foo Fighters.
Foo Fighters.
Fighters, yes.
Oh, yeah. Great band, Foo Fighters, yeah, for sure.
Yeah, I used it to play bass in my youth, but it's like 15 years that I don't hold a bass, so maybe I forgot everything. But sure. I had many friends who could play with it.
I'm sure it'll come back. I'm looking through some photos to show you, but it'll come back to you.
Maurício, a gente já está chegando no final, né? Eu marquei com ele 40 minutos. Eu não deixaria de fazer essa pergunta. Yes. A gente não poderia deixar de fazer essa pergunta.
He's a fanboy of yours, man.
A gente sabe que a amizade, né? Ela é uma conexão muito forte. E a gente sempre capta trejeitos de amigos e ele também capta um pouco do nosso jeito, né? Esse lado bem-humorado do Chris Rock, esse lado de humor dele constante, vem mais do David Moskowitz ou vem mais do Chris Rock? Porque o David Moskowitz faz a gente rir do início ao fim, né, cara? E eu gostaria de saber como é que foi essa sinergia aí. Quem passou mais humor para quem, vamos dizer assim?
Ele respondeu isso em algum momento e disse que o Chris já tinha isso desde o começo e tal. Mas eu vou refazer a pergunta nesse enfoque.
Não. Se ele falou isso, tudo bem. Então vamos pegar um outro tema, né? Cara, como é que foi para ele, assim... Como é que foi a relação dele social, que eu acho que ele continuou morando no Bronx, né? Como é que as pessoas começaram a vê-lo depois que ele começou a ser interpretado na série? Assim, o bairro todo, os outros amigos de infância, enfim, como é que foi essa característica para ele?
So, Marcus asked before the former question was about who was the if Chris took something humorous from you, or if it was natural for Chris to be like this funny guy. And you talked about it before, like Chris had it in him and you have it in you. So I told Marcos that you had already answered this. But if you want to share something more about it.
Yeah. Let me share something with you that, this applies to any of your listeners, or I say listeners because I was in radio, but viewers too, is this. I have been studying for 6 months every day. And I told the producer director this. I watched not just Chris, Dave Chappelle, Lenny Bruce, Seinfeld, Adam Sandler, Richard Pryor. Is this. I analyze every day for the past 6 months comedians for my role as a legendary comedian. I'm like the hybrid. What I know is, I'm trying to get that comedian. I did stand up once, and I keep in mind, looking back, it's like playing guitar. Like when I first started, oh my God, I sucked. This is like 34. I've been playing for 30 years. Oh my God, I sucked. I was just doing what's called the country chords. The G, the C, the D. So it's like comedy. I did comedy once. I go, you gotta try everything once, people, to see if you got it or not. So I really believe. And people always say, God, you're so funny. You're like Woody Allen. You're like Richard Lewis. You're so neurotic, but in a good way. I'm not weird, like in a bad way. This was my director told me last night. We after the Metallica show on Friday night. He goes, it's just something about you. I knew you were funny. Anyway, so I really believe you have to have it in you, some kind of funny bone. So here's I'm analyzing comedians. And there's a certain pattern, the plant and the payoff. I'm learning about, like, it's the science of comedy.
There's a quickness to it, right?
Yeah, but here's the thing. Something. I'll just say something somebody told me the other day. Okay, my production partner on this film we're doing, right, where I played this legendary comedian, he attended online this I'll just say a guy who's worked with comedians. Okay, I don't want to say the guy's name. And he said, oh my God, look at this comedian's video, look at the energy, she's preaching, she's got it. But to me, it wasn't funny. So here's the thing that I tell people: if you want to be funny, just be funny. You don't need gags. And by the way, I love Carrot Top. I met him. Carrot Top has props. what I'm saying is be effing funny. And what I mean by that, just analyze comedians, and it's just the science. It's not even just being quick. It's not like it's like, oh, you got to be quick. No, it's a timing thing. Like, it's telling stories. It's like me, like here, in Glendale. Okay, I live in Glendale, California, right? So I'll make this quick. So the drivers here, the young Armenians, young, bald men Armenians, they got the testosterone, and they go speeding down this road like a racetrack, and they're on my case, and they're on my ass, flipping. And it's like typical of these guys. And believe me, I have Armenian friends, and they'll admit this. So I'm not making fun of Armenia. So it's like just telling stories about these young Armenians, and man, all they do is just race down, and it's like they got this, and they're flipping me off, like, and making sure they see me, like the American. They get so close, they're like in their dashboard, like, can I do this?
Yeah.
And they want me to get all upset, and you gotta ignore it. So I'm just saying, it's just telling stories like that.
Yeah.
Like real stories. What is it in the Armenian mind where they get so fucking can I say fucking? I'm sorry.
No, yes.
So angry over that, like literally in my mirror, like this, in my fucking car, tell me to fuck off. I'm like, where did you come from, motherfucker? You just got off. You know what I mean? You motherfucker! I just got off the freeway. Where the fuck did you come from, you bastard?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Tell personal stories that are funny, and you got to know how to do that. Like, I would do the shtick like this. So.
Yeah. That's performance, man.
So I'm trying to be funnier than I hate. Okay, in a loving way, I'm trying to compete with Chris Rock. I know that's insanity, right? The king of comedy, or Dave Chappelle. So in my own way, I'm trying to be funnier than these guys in this movie I'm doing.
Wow.
So that's what it's studying. What is it? Has the comedy mind? Has somebody there's a certain mindset.
Yeah, ok, let me share this. Nós demos muita risada aqui com ele, com a performance.
Foi difícil para ele, né?
Não, eu tava dizendo aqui que, sim, tem uma coisa do ser pessoal, né, da performance, mas que ele estuda muito, ele está estudando muito para esse papel que ele está fazendo, né, do comediante, né?
Sim.
Mas que existe, o principal é a coisa do timing, o principal é a coisa do saber contar, dar ênfase, né? E tem um pouco disso no trabalho que ele faz também, da fluência e da manifestação da fala, né? Então, é isso, você pode não entender muito, mas só de ver a postura corporal, do vir para frente e tal, a gente já começa a pegar.
A coisa já muda.
E a outra pergunta que você fez, qual que foi mesmo, Marcos?
Eu acho que agora a gente tem que perguntar para ele o seguinte: se a série fosse baseada no Greg, qual seria o nome da série?
New Greg, yeah.
Yeah, that's the main answer. We brought you here to ask you this, actually.
New Greg. I am ready to go. I'm on fire,
Yeah. If the series was based on Greg, how would it be named?
How are you asking me? Like, if they were to rename it? Well, yeah. Chris is doing a sequel, an animation sequel. This is not a secret. It's out in the public, so I'm not giving anything. It's called Everybody Still. Across the STILL. It's Portuguese. How would you say that? Everybody still hates Chris. That's good. With his voiceover, it's an animation now. You know what I mean? The second series. So you guys say it's Chris, which you guys love in Brazil. Now it's everybody still hates Chris.
Still. But could you call it Everybody Loves Greg?
Wow. Yeah. In real life, I want to make a movie called Everybody Hates Chris and Dave.
It's Chris and Dave, yeah.
Just running and talking shit, But oh my God, that chick's hot. That walking. Oh my God, she's so beautiful. This, how you talk when you're 13 or 14. She's so beautiful. Oh my God, beautiful. She's so smart. Because back then it's all the smart kids. She's so smart. If I can only be her friend, or his friend,
Yeah.
Anyway, so everybody hates Chris and Dave. It's not just everybody hates Chris, okay?
Yeah, man, let's make it happen. Everybody hates Chris and Dave. Let's make it happen. Marcos, quer mais alguma coisa?
Eu só queria saber o seguinte, eu vou fazer essa coluna, né? Ali eu vou postar no Instagram contando aqui as coisas que ele falou com a gente. Qual o nome que ele gostaria de dar para essa coluna, né? Para o título ali.
Okay, so as I told you before, we are turning some of your phrases here and your concepts here on like a column, journal column, right?
Yeah.
How would you like it to be named?
Oh, if I had a column, you mean like for you guys on your
Yeah.
Okay, here you go. You can call me Greg.
You can call me Greg. Pô, beleza.
Yes.
You can call me. Pode me chamar de Greg.
Great. Everybody loves Greg.
Yeah, everybody loves Greg.
Or something like Chris's BFF from not the real Greg, but I'm close, something like that. Or like, how about just Chris's BFF from Brooklyn, something like that.
Something like that. Okay, can we do a brainstorm here and name it?
Yeah, I just everybody loves David Moskowitz, or who is Dave? Like, because Chris always mentions my name. Like but I want people who don't know me. People who know me, I'm like, they go, "Oh my God, it's amazing!" For all these years, people know me.
Yeah.
I'll say, "Who's Actually, it'll be funny. Like, who's Moskowitz?
Who's Moskowitz?
Yeah, then I can get into, well, I'm the guy that was best friend with Chris, and he named a character Greg, Gregg, after me. And he keeps mentioning my name, Moskowitz, and all different.
Legal. Eu acho que a gente pode colocar o Greg, entre aspas, who, né? Quem é Greg Moskowitz, né? Tipo assim, quem é Greg Moskowitz? Yes. Aí coloca entre aspas ali e tal, pá, e a gente vai puxar essa célebre figura que está com a gente aqui agora. Cara, foi adorável falar com você.
Who's Greg Moskowitz and with the I don't know all the.
Or how about everybody? Or everybody loves Greg. Everybody doesn't hate Chris. Everybody doesn't hate Greg. Something like that.
Okay, we'll produce something and we will send you options so you can decide.
That'd be fun. We'll see how it goes in the reaction.
Great. Thanks, man. Marcos?
Ok. Bom, vamos lá. Vamos chegar ao fim aqui. David, muito obrigado, de coração, tá? Todo mundo vai adorar. A coluna também vai ser um sucesso. Espero um dia poder vê-lo aqui no Brasil. E vamos marcar próximas lives aqui para a gente bater um super papo novamente. Obrigado mesmo de coração, hein? Thank you, man.
Oh, this is so much a pleasure. Tell you, listen, you guys, thank you for asking me. It is truly an honor. I had a blast every minute. Like, where did the time go? I'm like, oh my God, we should go another hour. But
Yes.
Thank you from my heart, you, Mauricio, Marcus, your viewers, your listeners. And you can have me on anytime, okay?
Yes.
It was a big pleasure, David. I'm very happy to know you. And yeah, feel free to come back and talk to us whenever you like it.
Absolutely. Would absolutely love to. Thanks, guys. Have a great day. It's the morning here. I'm going to get coffee right now.
Até uma próxima. Obrigado, David. Obrigado, Maurício. Thank you.
Okay, you take care. Thank you so much. All the best to you.
Todo mundo ama o Greg.
Yes.
Yes.
Everybody loves Greg. Ok. E aí, Maurício? Peraí, deixa eu encerrar aqui.